Here for reaction, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, also a member of the Homeland Security Committee. Congressman Jay Johnson?
Look, this is no surprise. Here's the real deal. They knew in the last election they were going to have a tough time against Donald Trump. So they wanted to pretend that they were going to take a moderate stance as a Congress and as a president and as a Senate. And so they actually put him up to run. Now, they also knew he would listen to anybody. He's an empty vessel. He does what he is told to do. There's nothing middle of the road about him. But that was definitely Clyburn was smart and wanted somebody who, had some bona fides as a middle of the road. And that's why they actually had him put up. Now they see the numbers that are coming out. They're afraid of those numbers. They want to get rid of him. They want to parachute him out as quickly as they can, even before the midterms, to show people in the midterms it's not the direction they're going to continue to take. But it isn't true. They're going to continue to take the direction. Whoever they put up, whether it's Biden again or whether it's somebody else, is going to pretend again to move to the middle, but is going to go to the far, far, far extreme left where they are, and they're not going to mend their ways, and they're going to take this country down. So this is just they're trying to save their own hide. I don't think it's going to work. I think people know it's time for a change.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really thinks that President Biden is going to run for re-election, but, we've been wrong before. What about President Trump? Because you're seeing now that he should announce sooner rather than later. There were some suggestions, hey, he's going to do it 4th of July. Well, here we are. I haven't seen any announcement. But what's your feeling on that? Is it better to wait till later, or is sooner better?
Well, all I can say is I've spoken with President Trump numerous times, as recently as a couple of weeks ago. And, the feeling that I get from him, and he hasn't explicitly said it, I think he's going to run. So if you wanted to take a wager and say, is Trump going to run or not, I'm betting on President Trump running. And I'm betting on him winning. Look where we were, 2 years ago. Look where we are now. You tell me where you want to be. So I think he is going to run, but he wouldn't have these huge rallies. He wouldn't be doing all the things, the endorsements and helping other, candidates in Congress if he wasn't. So I personally think you can depend on it. We'll see if I'm right or not.
All right, let's shift the focus a little bit to the crisis at the southern border. Immigration reports are now saying that Mr. Biden's border is the deadliest land crossing in the world, adding that the number of deaths on the U.S.-Mexico border last year is significantly higher than in any year prior, even before COVID. But Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas clearly doesn't see the same border that most Americans do. Here's what he had to say about the administration's handling of the border.
I think that we are doing a good job. We need to do better. We are focused on doing more, and we are doing it with our partners to the south.
What's your take on that, Congressman?
My take is Mayorkas is a jackass, and he also doesn't tell the truth. I hope I'm being clear. I have very little use for him. I've asked him a lot of questions in my Homeland Security Committee numerous times. He looks at you dead on, straight in the face, and tells you there's no problems, that everything's going quite well. And it's not going quite well. People are bringing diseases into this country. People that are on the terror watch list are being caught. And the worst part of it is some of them aren't being caught. We're paying for these illegals. We're paying for their legal care. We're paying for their sustenance. We're paying for their residents. We are paying for their transportation, and we're transporting them all over the country, God knows where. There is tons of literally horrible things going on, like rape and literally all kinds of terror. It's just so wrong. And when I say rape, I mean that these illegals are actually raping their own women and their own people as they cross the border. The drug cartels are involved. The fentanyl deaths that we have in the United States that keep going up and up and up is due to Secretary Mayorkas and his plans and the way that he's dealt with this issue, as well as the president's. and again, the majority in Congress. They should be ashamed of themselves, what they've done to this country. This isn't complicated. Close the border. It's not complicated. Let's have the police force that we need there, the border patrol that we need there. It's not complicated. We can do this.
Congressman, before we go, I wanted to ask you about, there have been some protests outside, for instance, Amy Coney Barrett, the justice's house, and they asked him about it, and he essentially said, well, it's after they made that ruling, people have been upset. I thought it was illegal at this point to have that kind of protest specifically outside a justice's house.
It is illegal, and it is so contrary to the rule of law, what the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, what Mayorkas is doing. Do you know what they're saying? I mean, really think about what they're saying. They're saying, we don't agree with what some of the justices have decided and what their opinion was as a Supreme Court justice, so we're not going to protect them. And if they get killed, they get killed because we have no rule of law. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they may not be saying that part specifically, but it sure does.
They won't say it, but that's what it means. That's what it means. They won't say it. Tell me what it means if you don't give somebody the protection that they are duly entitled to by law.
Right.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Okay. Congressman Van Drew, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Take care.